Welcome to Park Bench Interviews, hosted by Randy Goodman, Harvey Callis Real Estate, your real estate professional. Get to know our community, our businesses, products, and services that will elevate your life. Please welcome your hostess, Randy Goodman.
Hey everybody, it's Randy Goodman here with Harvey Callis Real Estate, and I am really honored and thrilled to have Anna Lopes here, the founder of $1 Million Smiles. Thank you, Anna, for being here with me.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Well, I'm so thrilled to have you, and you do so much for the community. It's unbelievable. So tell us first a little bit about what you do. Who's Anna?
Well, I am the founder of $1 Million Smiles. It's a nonprofit organization created to create smiles for children dealing with life-threatening illnesses and special needs. So we have summer programs and Christmas programs, and we do events throughout the year.
Wow. So what made you come up with this idea?
It was probably 10 years, almost 15 years that I wanted to give back, and I just wanted to give back in a small way. And from one smile that I created, 15 years later, we've created thousands of smiles all over Canada.
Wow. I can't believe it's been that long already. And Anna, one thing I really, I love so many things about you, but one thing I really love about you is that you work full time.
I'm at work right now, and I'm an essential worker, and it's been challenging trying to keep all the employees safe. But the charity is my passion, and I miss it so much right now. But we have some events coming up, and we're just planning some smiles for kids while they're in isolation.
Wow, that's fantastic. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? First tell us more specifically, never mind COVID for the moment, but tell us specifically what kinds of things do you do for the kids throughout the year?
We have an amazing program in the summer. We build playgrounds in their backyard. A lot of the children we deal with have life-threatening illnesses. So to keep them safe with their immune system, we bring the park to them. So not to go to a public park, we bring it right into their backyards, and we build them with a team of volunteers all summer long.
And those are great opportunities for people like businesses or corporations to actually do some team building exercises together, activities, right?
Absolutely. We get a lot of corporate companies, even personal business, grabbing a group of friends and to give back in an afternoon, because you start at 9 o'clock and by 3 o'clock we're done and we've built a playground.
Which is awesome. And you guys get to work. I mean, I've done it a few times, and you guys get to work together as a team and putting this amazing piece together. I love the team effort involved, whether it's friendships or business or whatever, whatever it is. So tell us, what else do you do during the year?
So we also have our fundraising big Halloween gala coming up in October. And with the funds we raise at the Halloween gala, we are able to, the last couple of years, we've delivered over 250 bears at Christmas to children right to their homes. So volunteers who sponsor the teddy bear get to deliver it to their actual home. And I know you've experienced a few.
Yeah, no, I love it. It's like the best experience for the person who's actually doing the giving. It's an incredible experience, but it's also amazing to see the reaction from the other side when they're receiving, because they're in a little bit of shock because they can't believe somebody's actually coming and delivering these big, huge bears. Plus, they get a gift certificate to Toys R Us, so they get to go and pick their own toys, which is fabulous. And I know you do a bunch of other things. Can you tell us one story? I know you have so many amazing stories, but tell us one story of something. And unfortunately, I know you deal with children who sometimes are, at the end of their life, right? And you've done some really incredible things for some of those kids as well. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, there's one beautiful girl. Unfortunately, she passed over a year ago. Her name was Emma, and she was 15 years old. She actually, for the last 2 years, while she was dealing with her cancer, she was one of my main ambassadors, main volunteers, and she would come out and build the playgrounds for us. But I will tell you, she inspired me enough to realize what we're doing as a community. It really does make a difference. Even if it's just one smile, you have no idea how you can change a person's life.
Exactly, exactly. And I know you had told me a story before as well about like a princess party. Can you tell us a little bit about like the reason for doing it in the first place and what you did?
So this was a couple of years ago. We knew this little girl was terminal, and a bunch of volunteers, there was about 6 of us, we all dressed up as princesses, and we took her to Casaloma and made her feel like a princess for the day. And it was probably one of the most magical days that we've ever done with $1 Million Smiles. And I'm sure the families will never forget it.
Wow, that's incredible. But it's amazing that you go so out of your way to just, create incredible feelings and an experience for a child or children, as a group. So, Anna, what are some of the reactions of the people that actually volunteer, whether it's out at a playground or volunteering at one of the events or even one of those individual projects that you were talking about?
Well, our volunteers, once they volunteer once, they're just hooked. It's one of the most rewarding ways of giving back. And each volunteer has a different experience because they are personally meeting the family, the child, and it becomes their personal event. What I'll never forget is one volunteer had asked me, he was actually a coworker of mine, and he says, and I'm going to commit and I'm going to give up one of my weekends to help you build playgrounds this weekend. And I said, well, great, come out and volunteer and everything. So he came out, he had a great time, met the families, met wonderful other volunteers. And on Monday, when he came into work, he goes, I need to apologize to you. And I said, what? What happened? And he says, Anna, I didn't give up one of my weekends. He goes, I got more out of this weekend than I could even imagine. So I never gave up anything. So that's one of the responses from one volunteer I'll never forget, because you're not giving up your time. You're actually giving back, and it fulfills you tremendously.
Yeah, and I have to agree with you because it's, when people volunteer, and some people may not have volunteered in their life, giving a check is great too. It's one way to give back, but it's a lot different when you actually are physically there and helping and seeing the difference that you make and being able to experience those emotions right on the spot. And it's just so different. I mean, I know you probably have, volunteers or people that donate money. So they give you a check and they pay for, maybe a playground or some other things, and it's fabulous. But the experience of actually being able to come out there, and you have so many volunteers that have been with you for a really long time.
Yeah, they're quite committed, and it's some of the volunteers always say, Anna, when's the summer coming? Because it's like an addiction. When you do something amazing in your life, you just want to keep giving back because there's an emotion attached to it.
Mhm.
And what better way of giving back and feeling good, but also making the other people feel good. It's all about paying it forward.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's, you know, it- every summer, like tell us how many playgrounds you would typically build in a summer, spring season.
The average build is about 70 builds a year for the summer, starting in May by September.
Mhm.
We celebrated last year that we built over 500 playgrounds.
Wow.
It was an
Wow.
amazing, yeah, amazing.
That's unbelievable. So can you tell us a little bit about how COVID's affecting the builds?
Unfortunately, our playgrounds are in the US right now. They've got stopped at the border because when the lockdown happened.
Mhm.
So our season um, might not be happening because right now we're in uncertain times. We're hoping to be able to build at least 10 of them this year, maybe in August, September, but we're just taking day by day to see what happens.
Mhm.
And all it means is that we're just going to have to build more next year.
Exactly. And going back to the volunteers for a second, your volunteers, like you have, tell us a little bit about how your volunteers actually run the playgrounds and the builds, because it's actually quite incredible. And what, like how often you do them. Tell us a little bit about that scheduling and the people that are committed.
Well, we have team leaders that are committed every single year. And we're always looking for more leaders because the more leaders, the more playgrounds we could do. But they commit their whole summer. We try not to do every weekend. So we do build every second weekend, and we'll build 5 or 6 on one day. So we have over 30 build leaders and admin leaders that come out and support us every single year. And they're amazing.
They are amazing because you get the same team leaders going weekend after weekend after weekend. I know there's one in between that's off, but that's a commitment. Like,
Absolutely.
that's a huge commitment. And these people have families and have people they're responsible for. So it's, you know, kudos to them who are constantly wanting to give back their time and effort to make sure that these projects carry on, because without them, you're stuck.
Absolutely. It would not be possible if we didn't have the dedication of these volunteers giving their time. And like you said, some have kids, some have, older parents, and people have families, but they're willing to commit the weekend, and they love it.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible. Like so much love for them. So tell us a little bit about how does the work that you're doing actually change the lives of the children that you're affecting?
Well, a lot of the times with the children and the families, they're like, we cannot believe how strangers have come into our backyard. And it's a moment that they'll never forget. Those children, like sometimes when I go back and visit the families, they're like, are you taking our playground back? Because they they relate $1 million smiles to the playgrounds.
Right.
And what's been so emotional and touching is through the isolation right now is watching families post their playgrounds and saying, thank God for $1 million smiles, because our children can go outside and play and be normal children. So it's been really rewarding in many ways when we built it, and even years after that, people are posting and saying, we can't thank you enough for this playground.
And that's incredible. And it just shows that what you're doing is just making such a huge difference. And I love that. And we always say, it's one person at a time or one family at a time. And it's true. It's true. Just making that impact and that difference for people. So thank you for doing that, Anna.
Thank you.
So how can people become involved? So if they want to either donate to the cause, or if they want to actually physically and personally, I know we can't do it right at the moment, but we will be able to do it again. So how can they reach out and become part of what you're doing?
They can go on our website. It's www.milliondolarsmiles.ca, and send us a message how you want to get involved. And we'd love to support your support, and would love to have you come out and be part of our group.
Well, that would be awesome. And I hope everybody does. Anna, are there any last comments or anything you want to share with people before we sign off?
Just keep positive, keep safe, and do your part, and we will all come out of it even better. So lots of self-love to everyone.
Thank you. And I truly believe that. So, don't give up on your giving.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Don't give up on, trying to make a difference in the world, because Anna's not giving up. I'm not giving up.
Not at all. Not at all.
So thank you again. We'll have all the links for you guys to connect with Anna on this page. And thank you so much, Anna, for sharing with us and for all the incredible things that you do.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure.
Thank you for listening to this interview hosted by Randy Goodman. We hope you will take action and connect with the incredible business people and leaders in our community. And remember, Randy is always here to answer any questions you have regarding your real estate needs. Be sure to register on the website and stay up to date on what's happening in your area at parkbench.com/millpond.